What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Sunday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great, even though, like I said, we're in a lockdown, but it's coming to the end, so we're excited about that. If you could please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that would be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, support the channel. Link is in the description of all of my videos. So what's up? What's everybody up to on this amazingly beautiful Sunday? I'm doing good. I got an interview coming up with DOC TV Part 2. I don't know when he's going to put it up, but I'll let you guys know. You guys should check that out. That'll be dope. Most of you guys have probably already heard the stories because you've been on my channel for a while, but still, it doesn't matter. Go support him. He's a good dude. Positive message on his channel. And yeah, so Mr. Bum Tickler, what's up? Paul, what's up? Hey, buddy. Hope all is well. Jordan, what's up? Most fights in one provincial bucket. Like which provincial bucket has the most? Which provincial bucket has the most fights, like in a stretch that I've done time in? Is that what you mean? Is that the question? Like in one specific stretch, did I see a lot of fights? I guess that's the question. But I would say it's different, man. It depends. I'd say obviously I probably saw more fights in Lindsay jail than anywhere else. I would think when it comes to fist fights, there's just a lot of crap that goes on there. A lot of the time, they're fist fights, but there's no real meaning behind them. People are just bored. So you see a lot of fights. If you're in somewhere like the Don, the West, the East, most of the time when fights happen, they're a lot more serious, and they can lead to a lot more problems with gangs and stuff like that. So you typically don't see fights that happen for no reason or just out of boredom. So I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't. I would say that's what I would say, Lindsay. I'm not worried, Craig. It happens, buddy. But I'm not worried. I'm holding strong. Mike. This is the thing. I'm a real fan. I appreciate my team. I understand how difficult it is to actually make it through the playoffs. And I would just say, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And hopefully things... Yeah, I know I'm worried. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. Go Leafs, go. We'll see what happens. Hopefully tomorrow is a good day. This is the thing. Even though they've lost the last 2 games, I feel like when they really put their talent, really try hard, they outplay. It's just that they have these lulls where they make these mistakes, and it's crazy. Joanne, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, but when I have a chance to make it live with you, keep doing the great videos. Been sharing to all my friends. Hope everything is great. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. What's up, Matt? Paul, what's up? Happy Sunday to you too, bro. Yeah, this is the thing too. There's a lot of this going on, right? Like a lot of it is up there. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to stress until it happens. At the end of the day, it isn't my life. I'm not the one that has to live with it. I'm just a hockey fan. So it is what it is. H. Williams, man, I appreciate that. Shout out to Winnipeg. Nick, man, what up? Yeah, man, everything good. Chilling, Been super busy and work all the time, and then just trying to get things done around the house all the time. And I'm one of those guys that's like an all-in kind of person. I don't really take things slowly. When I get an idea, I kind of jump to it right away. So a lot of the time I'm just kind of on the go. I don't really have much time to rest. And, it is what it is. Brian V, Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Free up the mandem from EWC. I agree with that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can't let a little bit of hard work discourage you. You know, when you are living the criminal lifestyle and you're just kind of wasting your time with addiction, you don't really understand how difficult civilian life is and just living a regular, normal life with a 9-to-5, paying bills legitimately. And a lot of the time, I think the reason why guys that are trying to change their life, they give up is because of how difficult things can get and how much pressure can go on somebody. So I just think that that's what happens. And free up everybody from EWC. Trying to catch up on the grass. Joanna Curry, you sound like my dad. Diehard Leaf fan. I'm definitely a diehard Leaf fan. I don't care. I just don't care. Got to support them. Paul Harris, man, thank you for the $13.99. I appreciate that very much. I'm close to the laptop, guys. I'm close to the laptop. I'm waiting for a tax check. And then hopefully with that and a little bit more YouTube wages, I'll be able to get myself a good computer. And I'll really be able to expand the channel and do some other things that I want to do where I can put videos up on the screen and stuff. I just don't have the technology. And I don't really have the ability to use the technology yet. So it's going to be a learning process, and it is what it is. Yeah, Raptors got us a chip for sure. Work hard, play hard, but the right side of the fence. See, I don't even play hard at this point because I just have that mentality that I have to go all the time. I have to keep myself occupied with things that are positive. I can't have downtime. I can't be sitting around in my head and just coming up with ideas. So I literally try to keep my day just loaded with things to do where I'm just go until it's time for me to go to sleep. And then all the way through the week, I just work. William Cassidy, what's up, big dog? Shout out to the 902. What do you think? What do you think when you hear someone say they prefer being inside? I think there was a point where I used to feel that way. I think there was a point that I just accepted it as my fate. And you know, a lot of the time I would try to have a job and stuff and it would stress me out and I would get in fights with people I work with and it would become difficult and more difficult. And I would just say, screw it. I'm going to live this, you know, criminal lifestyle and do what I want all the time. And you get comfortable with being in jail. You feel more comfortable around those kind of people than you do in regular society. And I think that's what creates the pattern is it's kind of like a homecoming every time you get arrested, which is horrible. It's a horrible way to live, but that's what can happen to the mind. You know, you could become very accepting of negative things for small pieces of good, for small pieces of joy. And I just think that's how the brain works. That's how addiction works. It's instant gratification and, you know, worry about the consequences later kind of idea. Have I done time outside of Ontario? I've never done time outside of Ontario. And, thank you very much. I, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know how long I'd love to live in Ontario. I think that Ontario has been hard on me. You know, I obviously I've been caught up here a lot, and I have a lot of bad memories here, and you know, but I'm a long way from that. I take a lot of money. Tell these youths what's the appropriate action if someone phone checks you in the bucket. That's obvious. You have to fire off on it. Instant. And that's the best thing to do anyways. At the end of the day, anytime you let beef stew and you just talk smack, people can get groups together and just fire off on it. Mario, man, big ups. Shout out to you. Shout out to Scarborough. All the mandem from Scarborough. Free up the dogs in the east. I wish everybody could just forget about it and put as much effort that they put into crime and stuff into positive things. It's pretty crazy how it's pretty crazy how positive things can just keep you focused and just make you so happy just doing the right thing. Like there was a couple times. I remember one time I was on the go system and I found this high-end leather purse. And I knew there was some value in there. There's something in there, but something was in me that was different. There was a time in my life, most of my adult life, where I would have just been rifling through that. But I didn't do that. I didn't look. I took it up to the kiosk and I gave it to them. And I just felt like a different person. You just feel good about things like that when you're not being shady and shisty and you can provide for yourself. There is a certain joy and reward from that. Do you ever experience burnout with the go lifestyle? If yes, how do you deal with that? I would say that I definitely do deal with burnout, but I just try to take some days off. I shut it down. I try my best to stay off social media. I hate social media. It's bad for the mind. Like I love my YouTube channel, but I try not to ever really go on Instagram. I'll shout out people that are messaging me. I'll answer messages and stuff like that. But like just hanging out on social media is bad for the mind. I don't have a Facebook. I just try to chill and kind of let go for a few days of everything, catch up on some sleep. And I think that's the best way. Did you ever do a stint at the Pittsburgh institution in Georgeville? I've never been to Pittsburgh. I never got to minimum. But, anytime you go to a camp, you're in a jail with no fence, real food, better bed, better situation, better visits, touch visits, you're in a better situation. Is it hard not snapping on someone who disrespects you when you first get out of prison on the streets again? I think it depends. But I think when you come to that point where you've decided that you're done, not really, because you know who they are, right? Like at the end of the day, some dude who's just a regular Joe, who's got a bad attitude, doesn't really know what's possible, how bad it can go. Because clearly they haven't had a situation like that or they wouldn't be acting that way. So I think that's a big part of it, Robin, man, I appreciate that. Paul Ballos, God, family, friends, stay positive and help people. That's it. Jonah Craig, I can identify with that for sure. I never went to prison, but was in and out eating disorder treatment centers for 10 years. It's a lot easier to be responsible for your treatment plan. Kale, hi, Matt. I think I'm under investigation by the police, and I suspect they are using my friends to confess, as they know I wouldn't talk to the police. Should I confront my friends about this? Or is that a bad idea? Well, if you truly believe your friends are working with the police to get you arrested, then you should definitely confront them about it. I feel like you should. Are antidepressants commonly prescribed in jail to keep inmates zonked out, or sleeping pills like trazodone commonly used? Yeah, definitely a lot of guys are on sleeping pills. A lot of guys are on meds. They definitely will provide medication. But I think that a large portion of population tries to stay away from that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that don't really want to be on drugs, medication, especially mind meds. Have you ever ran into an enemy from the past? If so, how should someone trying to stay out of jail deal with that? Like, I don't have real bad enemies. Like I never personally did anything to anybody super bad, but I definitely say I just try to avoid it. Obviously I'm not going to let somebody just hurt me or be violent with me and not defend myself. But I would say that at this point, I'm past all that. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I'm just trying to move on with my life. You ever try methadone management or Suboxone? Also, I got charged with controlled substance. Yeah, I'm on Suboxone. I've been on Suboxone for years. Controlled substance because it's about to relapse and the cops pulled me over. Also, I got charged with controlled substance because about to relapse and the cops pulled me over. I got lawyer, but you think it I don't get the last part of that. You'd have to rephrase that. If you're in the building, go up and hit that like button, please, and thank you very much. It helps the channel a lot. Obviously, on this channel, we speak on prison, we speak on life, we speak on addiction, or whatever it is you guys want to talk about. I try my best to help guys that may possibly be going in and may possibly have some questions about how to turn it around. I feel like with my experiences and the wisdom I've gained from doing the time that I've done, I'm the right person to share those experiences. I feel like I have an objective opinion. I don't think guys that are still doing crime and caught up in the system are bad people. And I feel like definitely a lot of the time it's just there is no guide. There's no role model in the situation. And sometimes guys just don't know how to act. They were taught this is how you make money, and that's all they know. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. It's easier said than done to just flip your whole life when your pops possibly have been doing that stuff before you, and your cousins are all possibly involved in all that stuff. So was there a time of year that was preferable to be incarcerated? I would definitely say that I don't think it's serious. I would definitely say that wintertime is a lot better to be incarcerated. I think that it's a lot easier to do your time when people aren't out running around having a lot of fun. I was always somebody who tried to keep a positive mindset while I was doing my time, but not everybody's like that. And a lot of people do shake it rough. And when it's hot and sunny and they know everybody's at the beach and everybody's having a fun time, they can get in their heads. Are inmates getting vaccinated now? I have no idea, but I feel like they should be offered that stuff right away if they want it. I feel like they're in a situation where PPE isn't really going to protect them. They're close quarters. There's not great ventilation. So who knows? What was my favorite meal in prison? Anything chicken. It's hard to get a job when chopping pays a lot more. I definitely agree. But at the end of the day, you also have to accept the risks that go with chopping. Sunglasses at the Bay. Huh. Holidays were tough for me in the winter. Yeah, I get that. Does your bank account get frozen when you get locked up? No, it doesn't. I'm sure it can if you have like fraud charges or major drug charges. I'm sure it can. But under normal circumstances, if your money, they're not just going to freeze. I've never had my bank account frozen when I've been arrested. So inmates are being vaccinated by paramedics, at least in the GTA. Okay. I don't speak of names on my channel, but I would definitely say that I know some Toronto rappers. I've done time with some Toronto rappers. But I'm not going to get specific about that. It's not my place to do that. Do people get served while in prison? I don't think so. You don't even get so if you work, say you work and you file your taxes, and then right after you file your taxes, you get arrested, and for the year you'll get GST and Trillium or whatever benefits from your taxes. If they know you're in jail, that all gets cut off right away. So is the lifestyle or the drugs more addictive? I think they go hand in hand. I think a lot of the time the using and the actual action of doing the drugs is more addictive than the actual high. I think a lot of the time the chase is more addictive than the actual high. And I definitely think that there's a high that goes along with doing crime. And if you're an active criminal and you're doing crazy things, your body releases some serious endorphins, man. It does. Like you're through the roof with energy just buzzing through your body. Do Woods and kinfolks get along in Ontario prison? I don't know what kinfolk are, but you'd have to clarify a little bit better for me, Jules. They should have locked up Kawhi Leonard for leaving TO after winning the championship. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think everybody poops when they're, or at least thinks about pooping when they think about drugs. I think specifically with Coke. because that is just, a weird side effect that goes with being a coke addict. But I think that, when you're a heroin addict, for instance, you could be super dope sick. It shows you the power of the mind. And the minute that dope is in your hand, you're not dope sick anymore, even if you haven't done it yet. Yeah, whites and blacks in Ontario definitely get along, for sure. It's not always the case, a lot of time you will see white guys getting punked off, but you will also see black guys getting punked off. It just depends. But I definitely say if you have a solid white dude and a solid black dude, they will definitely get along in Ontario. But yeah, I was locked up with some rappers, but I'm not going to name them on here. Your social insurance number, I don't know if it'll work. Probably not. And I know that if you call a certain place, you can shut down all your debt too, so you don't keep incurring interest over years and years and years. Yeah, I definitely have experiences with natives in prison. I had some friends that were natives. There's a big native brotherhood in Joyceville when I was there. It's probably 40 deep. What were the restrictions of your parole, or does it differ for each person depending on the charges? It definitely differs for each person. There's a lot of conditions that kind of just go. They're kind of there with everybody. If you have any drug charges on your record, you're going to have urinalysis. Don't drink. Don't hang anywhere where alcohol is the main source of income. And everybody will have keep the peace and be of good behavior. Everybody will have do not associate with anybody actively involved with criminal activity. I can't count the hours I've wasted in Parkland. That's what I'm saying. I was put on an all-black range before and had no issues. It's how you handle yourself. Exactly. I did lots of time on all-black ranges. Sometimes 6, 7, 8 months, I'd be in the East Detention, all-black ranges. It doesn't really matter. If you're a man, you're a man. At the end of the day, it's not super racial in Toronto. Now, I know if you go other places, it could be. Was it hard to find a job once you got out? I personally got a job through somebody, but I've always gotten jobs. It's all about how hard you work. You may not get you may just get an opportunity to show you're worth it. But if you get even one day to show somebody you're a hard worker and you put it all, how's that person going to deny hiring you again? How do you deal with the urge to use that suddenly comes into your mind? I'm scared to even smoke or eat weed, as I think I'll keep chasing that high and go back to harder drugs. KL. See, I've come to a place where I don't really get those urges. I'm on Suboxone. That helps. I smoke weed. I can drink a beer every now and then. I don't have problems with that. But I cannot go anywhere near hard drugs or people that do hard drugs. Best food, I think, would actually be in Quinte, for sure. Or even if you go further up north. But I'm sure Niagara has good food. Brian V, man, appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got the Suboxone implant. Did I attend any NA meetings inside? I didn't attend NA meetings, but I attended drug program, and I went to a 6-month rehab when I got out of the penitentiary. So I did NA and AA after I got out for probably 6 months. So, I see, I'm not a super religious dude, so I don't like the religious pressure that comes with doing like a 12-step program. And I don't like the one approach fits all that seems to happen in the recovery, community. And I feel like for a community that's been dealing with stigma and judgment, they're very judgmental. And if you don't fall in line with the way they think things should work, they definitely don't make you feel accepted and comfortable. And I think that's why me and my woman stopped going to meetings. How often do quality items get lost in the pen packages? Well, pen packages get lost, but I wouldn't say as much as you think. Sometimes guys will steal stuff, sometimes I guess stuff will go missing, but it's not as much as you think. What's the most violent story from the pen? Let's hear stuff we actually all came for. Are hard drugs addictive? I'd say the most violent story that I saw in the pen was a guy getting jumped on my range in Joyceville, getting smashed really bad, like really, really, really bad. And then after he was knocked out on the ground, the guy's just smashing him in the back of the head. And then this guy runs out of a cell and just starts smacking him with the ice pick through the back. Wham, wham, wham. It was rough, but the guy was a G. The guy got up after he came back too and was, I'm not leaving. His lungs are bubbling. His face looked like a Klingon. He was smashed so bad. I've seen quite a few stabbings in Joyceville. Hey, Matt, what's up? What's up, Canadian person? I'm out of here in like 3 or 4 minutes, guys, but I appreciate you guys spending the time with me in my live, man. Hopefully that I get that laptop sooner than later. I'm waiting on this check, like I said. It shouldn't take too much longer, man. And I just think that I'll be able to do so much more once I have that. Like, you guys see the videos. I like doing like those videos and stuff, but it's easier to piece things together when you have good technology, and I just don't. I'm limited. I bought my first laptop, which is what I'm using on this, and I had no idea about any of the specs. So I just bought some laptop and totally screwed myself. You garner respect due to being a good athlete in prison. It depends. Depends. That happened. How's the implant working for you? I feel like it's working good for me. I love the fact that I don't have to worry about taking the pills. It's not a part of my life anymore. That happened last week on my block at Lakeshore, isn't it? I know the area still. I actually used to work down by the south, just off Horner. I used to work for this Serbian forming company. I know the area. Anyways, man, I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't hit the like button or the subscribe button, if you could do that, I appreciate everybody who donated. Man, that's super dope. It really helps the channel, and I appreciate that. Implants for Suboxone. But I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to do a live in the next couple days. I'll try to give you guys more notice so you guys can get the notification in time and actually have time to come to the live. But I love each and every one of you guys. Stay safe out there. Forget the crime, man. Forget the dope if you can. Stay away from all of it. Love each and every one of you. The new Matt Clark.